Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be working on the 2009 2500 HD here, and I've finally got my rack that I'm going to be putting on this truck. It is a DV8 OffRoad rack, and this thing is actually for a Dodge. I'll link it. I always link the stuff that I use. This is for a Dodge Ram 2500 2010 to 2018. They call it a chase rack. But I looked and looked and looked until I found this. There's another one I kind of liked, but kind of went with this one because it again kind of goes along with the theme of my bumpers. It's got a few features that resemble my front and rear bumpers. So that's kind of why I went with this one. Being that it isn't for a Silverado, I guess I'm going to find out how hard it is going to be to get this thing to adapt to it. You know, whatever I got to do, if I got to cut it, shorten it, lengthen it, whatever I got to do, I can do that. I'm hoping it's a minimal amount of modification to get this to work. But anyway, I'm not going to do an unboxing. It just takes so much time to do that. I'm going to get it out of the box and then show you what we got here. Okay guys, I struggled like heck to get this stuff out of this box. They really packed this thing in. If there's any damage on this rack, it's not their fault. I can tell you that right now. I still haven't got these things opened. They're wrapped in this like rubbery mat stuff, so I still haven't got these opened. I got these two pieces, which is the side. This piece here, I'm guessing is the crossover. They actually did send some lights. I'll show you where these lights go, but I got different ones coming. I take it this is the rubber piece for the piece that sits on the bed, and then we've got some brackets and I'm guessing bolts right here. So I'm going to get the rest of this unpacked and we'll take a look at it. So there she is, guys, unpacked. You can see these are the side pieces, and then you got one piece that goes on the top side, connects them both. And one thing I do want to say is these are a lot heavier than I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be made out of thinner metal, but this thing's going to be fairly heavy once it's together. So heavy, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get it up there by myself to do a test. But I don't know. We'll see. You can see the design on it. You can see why I picked this up, because the trim and the bolts are going to go really well with everything else I got going on with the truck. My grill, my bumpers got the same bolts and trim pieces. One thing I did find was there are a few scratches on this rack where the paint or the powder coat has been rubbed off, and there's no way that happened during shipping. That must have happened, you know, at where they were storing it before they shipped it. But I was surprised to see that, because this stuff is packed really, really well. But anyway, I think the plan is to get this thing together to make sure the widths are going to work. It should work. Generally, all full-size pickups are generally the same width. So I mean, I don't anticipate having a trouble with that. But if I do, you know, I got to take care of it. And just hand tightened, assembled right here. This is kind of what it's going to look like. I did measure it, and it looks like the width is going to work out. So next step is to actually get this thing up in there and give it a try. Here you can see some of the powder coat has been rubbed off. Again, I don't think that happened in shipping. because it was packed really well. But I got to get this thing up there, kind of see what issues we're looking at. I do have some tape up here so I don't scratch up my bed here while I'm getting it positioned. Well, there it is, sitting up on the truck. Pretty happy with it. This side here doesn't seem to be laying quite nice and flat like the other side, but I think it's kind of tweaked the one way. I think once I get them bolted down flat, it'll work. You can see here it's got kind of an angle that goes in, which I think is I like that better than like if it was straight and the cab would go in. It kind of gets closer to the cab. Hopefully the bed doesn't move that much. I'm gonna have to modify the spot for the brake light. I'm just gonna kind of trim a little bit more off just to give it a little more space right there. I don't know if you can tell here, but you can see it's kind of that way a little bit. I think once I get this one flatter, once it pulls flatter, it'll straighten out. But it was pretty difficult getting this thing up here by myself, so I'll probably gotta wait for some help to take it down. I want to take it down. I want to trim them up, and then I want to make sure that that isn't bent, and then probably put it back up here, and then figure out how I'm going to mount it on. Probably going to drill holes in the bed. They got like 4 holes they want drilled. I'm probably only going to drill 2. But it's just on the bed rail here. So, you know, if I ever want to do something, I can just get one of the bed rail covers. If I want to do something different. I don't see myself doing anything different for a while. So, but yeah, there it is, guys. Try not to trip. And I'm going as far back as I can. We got a bunch of stuff in the shop, so you can see it sticks up, you know, above the truck there. It's going to be perfect for a light bar up there, which is the whole reason I've got this rack here. Is I'm going to put some Speed Tech lights on it. So but anyway, guys, yeah, I got to get this thing, got to do some checks, make sure everything's okay. Then I'll probably mount it down, and yeah, there's a spot right here for one of those square light pods, so that's going to be neat. I kind of like that. And it actually has a bunch of brackets here. I believe these are for light bars to go up on the top there. I'd have to put one up there to measure what kind of light bar it takes, but I think it takes I think they want you doing one facing forward, a longer one, maybe a 50 or 52 or whatever. Then they got a shorter one that's supposed to face backwards, and I believe it's supposed to go right above your third brake light. There is where that reverse light would go. Okay, so I've got my places cut right here, and you can't even tell I did any cutting. It really hides really well. It's going to give me the room for my third brake light that I need. And then I took this side off because this is the side that was kind of sitting on the bed rail funny. And I don't know if you can pick it out in the video here, but this thing is bowed down. So I gotta somehow bend it back inward so it sits like that one. This one sits really nice flush on the bed rail. This one is humped up. I thought maybe something was wrong with my bed rail, but this truck is mint, so I knew something was up. So I gotta get this, I gotta beat this down or bend it or something. It's gonna be pretty difficult because it's not that thin of metal. But yeah, I gotta get this edge bent a little more. Quick tip, guys, if you gotta bend the edge, I think I almost got this right where I need it. You gotta bend the edge of something, take a crescent wrench. I got a huge one here, but that's just because this metal's so thick. Just take a crescent wrench and stick it on your edge, and then you can kind of manipulate and bend things if you need to tweak them. And like I said, I think I almost got this one where I need it, just with the crescent wrench. Okay, so I got the rack back on the truck, and I've actually got it where I want it. I've got it clamped down. I have marked all the holes, the mounting holes. That's where the tape comes in handy too, is you can mark on the tape and it really shows a good mark. Not sure I'm going to use all, there's 4 mounts. For this, I think I might use only the front 3 and leave the back one off it. But we'll see here. I've got a few issues on the mounts too. This box has got a double wall in it, so up front there you can see. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get to the front 2 mounting holes to put nuts on the bolt. So we'll see about that. But yeah, like I said, it's where I want it. I believe it is straight with everything. The third brake light. So now I gotta unclamp it. I'm probably just gonna tape up the rear of my bedside, and I'm just gonna slide the whole rack back instead of taking it off, and then drill my holes. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna start drilling my holes. I hate drilling in my beautiful truck, but when you modify things, that's what you gotta do. I'm gonna use the center punch here just to find the center of these holes easy, and so my drill bit don't wander. This front hole here is going to be a problem because I can't get to it, and even this one right here might be a problem. It might be double walled right there. I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess. It is double, it's like a double wall thickness. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, so I decided what I'm going to do. This front one here, because I have no access to it, I'm going to do a rib nut. I think I can get to the rest of these, but I'm going to do a rib nut up here. And in order to do that, I need a 7/16 hole, I believe is what it said. That's an awful big hole. But it is what it is, I guess. Well, hopefully that's tight enough. I used my step drill here because the other drill was not drilling very good. Okay, so I got all my holes drilled, and like I said, I'm going to put a rib nut in this one right here. So first off, I scratched the paint all up, so I'm going to put a little bit of silicone on that. I take my rib nut, I'm going to screw it onto my tool. Stick the rib nut in the hole, and I'm going to hold it straight. Try to hold it straight. Go. I should have a really nice mount there. So I've got all my holes drilled in the bedside, and then I just got finished coating them with the epoxy primer to keep them from rusting. I got both sides done. There's the, well, there you go. There's the rib nut that I have in the one spot there. And yeah, so I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna let this stuff dry, and then I'll bolt this on tomorrow. And yeah, we'll see, maybe get it outside and get some pictures, and then we'll go from there, I guess. Okay guys, so I finally got the rack completely bolted down. I did use the first 3 mounts. I didn't go and do that 4th mount. And I used the hardware that they sent with the rack. and it's it's the Allen head bolts, and I think I might change these out. I know the reason they sent them was because they look better, but if you can't hardly tighten them up, looks don't do you much good. It's really hard to get the Allen socket in here and stuff like that, so I think I might change these bolts to just stainless regular hex head bolts. But it's bolted down right now. It's pretty much part of the truck now. I can grab the rack and shake the whole truck. This side's sitting really nice on the bed rail. Had to modify that, and this side's sitting nice against the bed rail. Everything should be straight. I looked at it and measured and looked and measured and looked, so it should be awful close from side to side. You ain't gonna be able to tell any difference. But you can see I'm doing one more thing here before I can take this truck out and get some pictures. You can see right there I have another light. And what that is it's one of these light boxes that I picked up, and I'll link these. This is what I made my my custom back rack with, that I had on many trucks. Eventually, the last truck it was on, the guy had to have it, and he paid me extra for it, so he's got it now. But anyway, this is what I made though my that custom rack with. So I'm putting a set of these up here. I was gonna do just like my rack. I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna put these two side ones on. I got put one on that side, one on this side, and I think I'm gonna call it quits for there. I'm just bolting these on, and these are thick, guys. I mean, these are heavy duty boxes. Very heavy duty boxes. They don't do very good protecting them. You can see if it'll focus. They don't do a very good job protecting them for shipping, and these have a few scratches. I'll have to touch them up. But anyway, and then I've got these Mirage lights. I love these things. These things are so awesome when they're lit up. I fell in love with them. I put these in my other rack, and I just kind of fell in love with them. They are awesome when they're turned on. They look pretty good actually when they're turned off too. But anyway, I'm going to get this one up here. Like I said, I just drilled 2 holes. I'm going to bolt it on the rack, and I'm going to get my light in there. I'm not going to wire it up in this video because I've got a bunch of lights that are going on this rack, and I'm just going to wire it up at once. But anyway, I'm going to get this other box in there, and then yeah, we'll take her outside and get some pictures and get a good look at this thing. Well, it's a wrap on this one, guys. Got her all finished up. And you can see I got the lights. I did get them hooked up. So they are working. I just run to the, you guys remember when I did my backup lights in the bumper there, I added a T connector for the trailer hitch, or the trailer wiring, and I had brake, turn, and parking lights right there, so I just run to them and put myself some weatherproof connectors, and yeah, it's pretty easy. So they're parking lights, and they are brake lights and turn signals. So yeah, people can't see that. They must be blind. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys.